I'm Tracy, and before we begin our lesson, I would like to remind you all that you need to always test everything you hear with the Bible. What does the Bible have to say about it? Please don't just believe me, and don't believe what you hear in school or even in church. If a church or a school is teaching about other people more than they teach about Jesus and what he taught, we should be even more careful and be better Bible detectives. Today we're going to learn about some of Jesus' teachings in Luke 6, verses 27 through 36. Jesus was a human, just like we are. He was tempted and he suffered, just like we're tempted and we suffer, even if they're in different ways. Jesus is still a human even today, but he is an immortal human. That means he can't die ever again. God raised Jesus from the dead, and he is the first human to be given an immortal body, and he will never die again. If we choose to trust him and follow his teachings, we too can have the same hope, to be brought back to life when he returns, and to be made immortal, never to die again, or to be hurt again, and we will have no more sadness or illness. So let's see what Jesus had to say in Luke. I say to you who are listening, are you listening? Love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. And then Jesus taught the golden rule. Treat others in the same way that you would want them to treat you. Love your enemies and do good, and lend, expecting nothing back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High God. And daughters, of course. And Jesus told us to be merciful to others, just as your Father is merciful to you. Thank you for joining me today to take a look at what Luke had to share with us about Jesus' teaching in regards to loving our enemies and the golden rule. One thing we need to remember, though, is even though we're told to love our enemies, that doesn't mean the bad things they do to us are okay or good, or we should even allow them to happen. And God doesn't want them to happen, but he still wants us to not hate people. And just because we forgive people or we show love to our enemies, that doesn't mean we're saying what they did was acceptable or is even any good, because we know it's bad when people harm other people. And Jesus doesn't want us to just be hurt by other people, but he does want us to forgive them. And just because we forgive them does not mean that we will have a relationship with them. I've been hurt by people and I forgive them, but just because I forgave them doesn't mean that I have to be their friend or have a relationship with them. The forgiveness is between me and God, and he asked us to forgive people. Jesus taught us that. Forgive people because God forgives you when you do wrong, even if your wrong wasn't as bad as what the person did to you. But maybe it's worse sometimes. So we just need to obey what Jesus said and to forgive people, to love our enemies, and to really do to other people what we want them to do to us. I hope you found Jesus' teaching encouraging, even if it's hard to do. But just know that when you choose to follow Jesus and what he taught, he will give you strength. He doesn't ask you to do anything that he wouldn't do himself. When he was hanging on the cross, in fact, and people had done terrible things to him, they nailed him to the cross and they were killing him. And he still said, Father, please forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand the evil that they're doing. And it didn't make it right, but Jesus still chose to forgive because he knew that's what God wanted him to do as well. So remember, We want to seek truth in the Bible to understand who Jesus really is and the things he taught and the hope that he promised us, which is resurrection if we die, to immortality if we choose to follow him and obey him. And I hope to encourage you to seek that path and to live your life that way, even if the people around you choose not to, because you will be much happier when Jesus returns if you are resurrected and given immortality. So have a blessed day. And remember, test everything with the Bible. What does the Bible say when you hear teachings about Jesus, about the Bible, or anything? You need to check it out with the Bible. Know the rules, especially the golden rule.